How can you show and count 1 and 2 with objects?
Good morning! I'm looking for some acorns for my breakfast. They're my favorite. If you spot one, click it to help me collect it. Great job! How many acorns do I have? That's right! I have 1 acorn. Oh, and there's another one. Can you click that one for me as well? Yay! I wonder how many acorns I have now. How do you count them? Let's learn how to show and count 1 and 2.
We are going to practice counting the numbers 1 and 2. Let us start with counting beach balls together. First, count 1 beach ball. 1. Now let us count 2 beach balls. 1, 2. Now we will use a 5 frame to count. Place a counter on the beach ball as you count it. 1. Then move the counter to the 5 frame. 1. Now, let's count with 2 beach balls. Click these beach balls to place a counter on each as you count. 1, 2. Now move the counters to the 5 frame. 1, 2. Great job! You counted to 2. Let us use counters in a 5 frame. Drag 1 counter to the 5 frame. One. Next, count to 2 using counters in a 5 frame. Drag 2 counters to the 5 frame. Count them as you do so. One, 2. Great job! You just counted out 1 and 2 using counters.
Now let's practice with the personal math trainer.
Amy has 1 crayon. Vera has 2 crayons. Who has more crayons? Vera has more crayons. Count out each number. Count out each number. Vera has more crayons. Who has more crayons? Amy has more crayons.
Hey, Professor Burger. I was just thinking about numbers.
Oh, I love numbers. They're some of my favorite things in the world, and I know tons of them. Big ones and small ones and huge ones.
Wow. I was kind of thinking maybe you could start at the beginning telling me about numbers.
Oh, absolutely. In fact, that's a great place to start. Why don't we just start with 1 and 2?
Perfect.
So, actually, let's take a look at a really fun riddle that involves 1 and 2.
Perfect.
Now, Amy has 1 crayon, and Vera has 2 crayons. The question is, who has more crayons? Now, we can model this, and let me show you how it looks. So here we go. So using a model, we can actually count 1 and 2. So here's Amy's crayon, and here's Vera's 2 crayons. And the way we model it is using what's called a 5-frame. And a 5-frame just looks like a bunch of cubby holes, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So here's one 5-frame, that will be for Amy. Here's another 5-frame, that is going to be for Vera.
Vera.
And what we're going to do is, I'm going to put Amy right here, so we'll know this is Amy. And this is Vera. So there are their names. And now what we're going to do is, I'm going to represent Amy's crayon by filling in the cubby holes with what are called counters. They're just little thingies, and we put in 1 counter for each of the crayons. So there's 1 counter to correspond with the 1 crayon of Amy.
Right.
Great. Now, if we take these 2 crayons of Vera's.
Oh, you'll need 2 counters.
Brilliant! Did you get that? Excellent.
Yeah.
So now we've got 1 counter and another counter.
2.
And now we've just modeled 1 and 2. And now we can just look at these and see which is bigger. Where are there more counters?
Vera.
That's absolutely right. Congratulations. So in fact, what we see is that 2 is actually bigger than 1.
Yes.
And we've actually modeled that by looking at these crayons and using this 5-frame and these counters to actually see visually that this is bigger than that. So 2 is bigger than 1. So now we know 1 and 2. What do you think?
I totally understand 1 and 2. Look, I have 1 nose and 2 ears, and oh, look, you have 2 eyes.
You got it.
And 1 mouth.
You got it.
And 2 shoes and 2
You
feet.
got it. All right,
and
Joey.
2 legs. Oh, and you
Joey.
have 2 ears on 1 face and 1 head with 1 nose.
Joey.
And all in on 2 shoulders. And then
Have fun with math.
Oh,
We'll see you soon. Joey.
Select the picture that shows 1 roll of tape.
Good job!
Now try your homework on your own with the Personal Math Trainer. It includes the exercise you saw at the beginning of the lesson.
Which model shows the number of notebooks?
Jen has 2 lunch boxes. Max has 1 lunch box. Select the picture of Jen's lunch boxes.
Select the picture that shows one roll of tape. Amy has 1 crayon. Vera has 2 crayons. Who has more crayons?
How many acorns are shown in the model?
Acorns for my breakfast. See you soon.